G'day folks, Ben from Snowy's here today with a Hard Korr 30 amp 12 volt smart inline solar regulator.
Hit it.
This smart little device works with lithium, AGL, calcium, wet and gel batteries, has a large, easy to read backlit screen and has a lithium reactivation technology to look after your lithium batteries even better. So starting with some of the boring details, weighs about 300 grams, about 20 centimeters in length, about 8.5 centimeters this way and about 4.5 centimeters here, plus a little bit extra, about another sort of almost centimeter worth with this bracket on the back that I'll show you a bit more about shortly. Now these panels on the end here are rubber. They've got some little ports there for the Anderson plugs, which we'll show you shortly. This is plastic throughout the middle here. All of this is a heavy duty plastic, and then there's this plastic bracket on the back here, which is attached with magnets, quite heavy duty magnets. So there's two magnets there that line up with the magnets on the actual unit there. You get 4 screws that come with it, so you can actually mount this somewhere in your car if you like. Well, it could be probably not under the bonnet, but probably in the back of the car. And then this can be easily attached and removed. It's got 4 locating pins there and the magnets hold it in place, and that holds really sturdily there. I've got to work quite hard to try and get that off. So really strong magnets there. Now you might be getting this unit if you're upgrading from your existing solar controller that came with the unit. So this is the one that came with Hard Korr's 200 watt solar panels. This is my unit here. This is a really good controller here. This is a 15 amp controller. This has been upgraded since this controller here. There are new ones out that are 15 amp, but this one here actually offers 30 amps. So you can see this is a 15 amp 12 volt. This one's actually 30 amps 12 volts. So if you're tying a lot of solar panels together, or you're dealing with a lot more power, charging a lot more batteries, you need more capacity, then you can use this 30 amp controller so that you're not limiting yourself with only 15 amps there. Now the other benefit of this is controlling it or setting it up is really easy. These old units had cables at the bottom here, and I've actually, on mine, it's rubbed off a bit now, but I put B, actually you can't read it now, there's B on there and S on here so that I could quickly identify which one I'm attaching to solar and which one I'm attaching to the battery. I otherwise had to refer to these little panels up underneath here, picture of a solar panel, picture of a battery, to make sure that I'm attaching the right cable to the right end. This unit here is really easy. One end it says to solar, one end it says to battery, and there's no extra cables hanging out to make it sort of messy. It just goes in line with the cables, really easy to set up. So we flip the rubber cap off the end here. This is my cable that's going down to my solar panel that I've got set up over the front of the car here. I just plug this in at one end. That's going to wake the controller up, so it goes through a bit of a check. It goes through does that every time it wakes up, and then it's just, I'm not sure what that means, but there's codes in the user manual that you get with your product that will tell you all of those things. But at the moment there's no battery connected. It's searching for a battery. You can see solar is connected but no battery. At the other end where it says to battery, if I plug this in, just pull this cap down here, plug this in the right way, and it immediately starts putting charge into the battery. So this is now telling me what's going on the panel here. We've got an orange light here. Hopefully you can see it. Orange light indicates that the solar is connected. Blue light indicates that there's charge going to the battery. We've got these 4 LEDs along the bottom here which show the state of charge of the battery. So that's showing the battery's almost fully charged there, because the green light's on the 3rd light along. And then we've got the panel up here which is showing these 4 bars across the top are similar to what's on the bottom here, showing that there's charge being delivered. Solar connected, battery 1 is connected. It does have a battery 2 feature. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe an additional feature that we might see in the future. And then we've got the controls on the side here. Top one scrolls through volts, so it's charging at 13.3 volts at the moment. If I press it again, it's delivering 13.3 volts at 2.6 amps. Press it again, saying it's delivered what the amount of amp hours it's delivered in total. So that will just add up for as long as it's plugged in. So at the moment it's only just been plugged in. Shows 0, probably in a few minutes that will go to 0.1 amps, 0.2, etc., to show the total amount of amps delivered to the battery. Now this button here allows us to change the battery type. So this works for lithium, AGM, calcium, wet and gel batteries. I've got it set on wet at the moment. You can see on the bottom there's a little wet symbol. If we hold this down for 3 seconds, the screen will start to flash, and each time we press, this changes at the bottom. So that says calcium, lithium, LTO, gel, AGM. I'm going to go to wet, just let it flash because I've just got silver lead acid batteries in the car here. When it stops flashing, that means it's set. Now that's set on a wet battery and is back to charging 13.2 volts there. Now this is a 6-stage controller. The old one I had here was only a 5-stage controller, so it delivers a much better charge profile to the battery. Fits in much easier, so it just fits neatly in with your setup here, and you can't really go wrong with where to plug it in, whereas I have on occasion plugged the wrong one in with this controller here, so this makes it really easy. It has a whole lot more smarts in here with how it charges your battery and looks after it. It also has a lithium reactivation feature, so I'm not a lithium battery scientist, but if a lithium battery is really dead, this is able to sense whether it just needs a soft start or a bulk charge. And if that lithium battery is being looked after by a battery management system, this will work with that battery management system, kind of send charges to the battery to wake it up and be able to charge a completely dead battery as well. So lots of smart inside this unit. So this is a great upgrade if you find that the PWM controller that you got with your solar panel hasn't got the capacity that you want because you're starting to put a lot of solar panels together, or you're charging a lot of batteries, or maybe it's just the cables are starting to break down, you're ready for an upgrade. This is a really good choice. It's still a PWM controller, so you don't have any MPPT controllers or anything in there, but it's still a really good quality PWM controller, which is really affordable, really easy to set up, goes in line with your system, and works seamlessly with all the Hardkorr solar panels, but realistically works seamlessly with any solar panels that have got, and most of them do, Anderson plugs at each end. I could plug with my solar panel. I got some alligator plugs that came with it. I could plug the alligator plugs in, alligator leads in here because it has an Anderson lead on the point on the end, and then attach that to the battery as well. So attaches all in the same manner, just replaces the existing controller that you've got. So great upgrade for your solar panels. Check these out online at snowies.com.au where you find them at our lowest prices every day. But if you do have any questions, let us know down in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for all of our latest and greatest information, or check out some other awesome Hardkorr products like these ones down here.